In a world where you could think and become, a world where you have the money, you have the cars, you have the women, a world where you walk into the room and heads begin to turn like, who is he? That sounds like a fairy tale for most small town men or men who do not have an idea of where to start improving themselves. But in this video, we are going to be taking a look at what the guy who has what you want really thinks and acts so you could become him. Are you ready? So let's jump right into this video. To understand the guy who has what we want, we have to first make a stop here. We have to think about it this way. The guy we admire, the one with the confidence, the one with the beautiful, sexy woman, the one with the money, the one with the life that we want, didn't get there by accident. He got there by utilizing this one very powerful asset, taking responsibility. When everything is your fault, you are just that guy who says, I am owning whatever it is that I'm facing. You are directly influencing the outcome. How do I mean? You have to take responsibility each and every time something goes wrong that has to do with you. Taking responsibility can also mean that you are able to respond well when you are faced with different emotions or situations that life throws at you. Take a moment, other than pointing fingers, take a moment and pause and ask yourself, what are my thoughts, my emotions, and my behaviors contributing to the overall outcome? Because I am the master of my destiny. Now, when you take that as a man, you then know that you are one step closer to becoming him, the guy who takes responsibility. You have to have this constructive mind that if it didn't go well, how can I improve the next time? Let's take a closer look now to one thing that can solidify your life and actually lead you to become that guy who is a man's man, that guy who is recognized man, who is known for being the best version of himself. Talking about this guy, man, he's so awesome. He has this one belief. This belief is so great that it makes him the best version of himself. He understands that he is not defined by the circumstances. He is defined by the choices he makes. Therefore, he takes ownership for each and everything. You are from a small town. Instead of saying, I cannot succeed because I'm from a small town, you have to reframe that mindset and say, I am going to succeed because I am willing to work harder and smarter than anyone else. This guy, man, is so awesome. He wakes up every day. He asks himself, what is in my control today? What can I improve on? How can I become the best version of myself? He focuses on each and every minute detail that he can work on. He doesn't focus on what he cannot do. Remember, when you focus on what you want, you become that. Do not focus on lack and focus on abundance. When you shift your mindset that way, you are one step closer to being him. So how do you start thinking like the guy who has what you want? Let's follow these simple steps that will definitely elevate your life and you will live the life that you always wanted to live. Number one, you have to shift your mindset. The guy who has what you want, he believes that success, intelligence, and anything can be developed. He doesn't believe that cleverness or intelligence or success for that matter is set in stone. So instead, tell yourself that I am a work in progress whenever you fail, because nobody is perfect. When you adopt that mindset, you are definitely one step closer to becoming the guy who has what you want. Number two, the guy who has what you want, he is comfortable with being uncomfortable. He takes challenges. He takes on whatever that bothers him, and he makes sure that he learns from each and every situation. So you are afraid of being rejected. You have to do whatever it is to get out of that cocoon. Is it a cocoon? But out of that box, and definitely do what bothers you. Number three, resilience is part of him. He understands that there will forever be setbacks in life, but the most important thing is how he bounces back from those setbacks. He reframes his mindset. He says, Whenever I fail, I am one step closer to understanding whatever it is that I was working on. He doesn't let fear cripple him because he understands that most men will not do what they fear. They definitely are giving power to fear. He understands that when you do the one thing you fear, then fear is definitely going to die. When I was researching on how to transform your life many years ago, I found that many people will take the path of least resistance. So you need to get yourself into the fire because the fire distinguishes whether you are gold or imitation. Now, in my case, I wake up every day in the morning depending on what activities I had the night before. Mostly, I always wake up between 4 o'clock and 5. And what I do there, I start with my morning routine. One thing that I have to confess on is I have not been praying as hard as I should be because my timetable is saying that whenever I wake up, I have to pray for at least 2 minutes and then do my morning routine. After my morning routine, it's the workout. And after my workout, it's my GSD. What am I going to do today? Which is also governed by my timetable. Am I coding? Am I understanding how to improve my camera presence on YouTube? Am I understanding how to code? Did I just say that? If I did, forgive me. So whenever you are taking control of your life, the minute details matter. The gratitude practice, the reflecting of daily activities. How did you do today? How can you improve? That will definitely elevate you to become the best version of yourself. And one thing that I want to be tackling more on is to actually revamp my CV, my resume, to make sure that I get that high-paying job so that I can become him. The guy that has everything that you want, he maximizes every moment, any and everything that has to do with him. He grabs it by the cojones. So what you need to understand is that the problem is not your town, is not with your job, and most importantly, sometimes it's not even with your skills, but it's with the inner dialogue that you are telling yourself. The voices that I am not enough, I cannot do this, I failed before. The guy that has what you want has those voices too. But here's the kicker. He really doesn't pay attention to them because he understands that they are false voices. They are just those minute details that want to make him remain the worst version of himself. So what does he do? He pushes himself to time block. He pushes himself to avoid time wasters. He goes out of his way to make sure that he rests properly so that he is able to perform at his best level. So, in summary, whenever you feel the doubt knocking in, whenever you feel that script poking your head saying that I am not good enough, I knew that I wouldn't amount to anything, just know that those voices are the voices of the external people and the external factors that want you to remain at the bottom and never become the best version of yourself. So there you have it. The tools of the guy that has whatever it is that you want. Did you find any of these tools helpful? Did I miss anything perhaps? Would you like to add something that you are implementing in your life? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's make this a conversation. And if you did enjoy this, please man, click that like button, click the subscribe button so that I get to the 100 subscribers before the 31st of March 2025. With that being said, man, I will see you next time. Remember, man, to act like the main character of your life because that you definitely are.